If you were around the Roblox and meme community a few years ago, you probably recognize some of these names. And if you don't, basically, some old content from that time has started coming back around in 2026, and now it's turned into this whole situation. Before I get into it, I just want to say that everything I'm talking about is stuff I've seen online. I've been around this side of the internet and I've seen these people and their content before, but I don't personally know what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm just talking about what I've seen, what I've found, and what people are saying online. I'm not saying every single thing I'm about to talk about is 100% true. Who is Barnyard? So if you don't know who Barnyard is, basically, he was a guy who used to make videos trying to go viral. A lot of them didn't really blow up like that, but people still knew who he was in certain parts of the internet. And one thing people noticed in some of his old videos became a joke, and eventually people started calling it the cheesy tuck. Then years later, people are still bringing that joke back and using it in memes. So that's basically where Barnyard comes into all of this. And then you have Josiah, also known as 7 Josiah. If you've been around the Roblox editing and meme communities, you probably know who he is, or at least you've seen his name before. Before the Josiah account, he went by Paside, and around Dahood on Roblox, he was known as Amanda. He was basically a Barbie in that community. So if you were around back then, you might remember him from that. What really brought all of this back was Barnyard getting a lot of attention from the account. Josiah was already posting old videos of different people, but once he started posting a lot more of Barnyard, that's when people really started paying attention to the account. People started following him because they wanted to see the Barnyard posts, and that's basically what made the account get so big around that. Then people started digging deeper into Barnyard and finding out more about who he was and what he had going on online. That's when the jokes and everything around him started getting way bigger. I even ended up joining a couple Discord servers, including one called Tucked, where people were basically just making jokes about Barnyard. I don't really know where those servers are now, because a lot of things have changed since all of this started. And then this is where the whole lawsuit thing comes in. People started finding and reposting adult content connected to Barnyard, including stuff from his OnlyFans. And some people were even putting those images in Barnyard's comments and Josiah's comments. And honestly, I can understand why Barnyard would be upset about that. If people are taking your old content, bringing it back to a huge audience, and then digging up and reposting other private or adult content about you, I can understand why you would want it to stop. That's why people started saying that Barnyard was suing Josiah. But again, I haven't personally seen anything that confirms there's an actual court case, so I'm not going to say that's definitely what happened. So that's basically the important part of how this turned into a bigger situation. It started with people reposting old Barnyard videos. Then people started digging into who he was, and eventually the whole thing turned into people reposting his adult content and making even more jokes about him. I'm not saying that proves the lawsuit is real. I'm just saying, if that's what led to the situation, I can understand why Barnyard would have a problem with it. But honestly, I don't even think the lawsuit is the biggest part of this. The crazy part to me is just watching old internet culture come back like this. People were posting stuff years ago, probably not thinking anything of it, and now that same content can come back years later and reach a completely different audience. Something you posted forever ago can basically get a whole second life online. So yeah, That's basically what I've seen from it. The old content is real, people are talking about what's going on, and Josiah has made it seem serious. But as far as the lawsuit goes, I don't know if that's actually confirmed yet. So until there's something that actually proves it, I'm just gonna leave it as something that's being talked about online. Either way, this whole thing really just shows you that the internet does not forget.